The ordinary aspects of love. So normal. So normal. It's like, I had this thought of like, it's so funny. So the woman body goes through 30 days of like a phase, right? 30 days of a process of phases. And I love being a woman because it's like there are so many moments where maybe I like doubt my faith in universe and my spirituality, or I like feel insecure or just kind of like quote unquote weaker, just like not having that like strength that I would have in other situations. More specifically, the luteal phase and the menstrual phase. But it's just funny because I woke up today and kind of was like, because I had this really intense dream, but I had to go to the bathroom, so I forgot it. And I thought to myself, like, wow, I could totally go into that habitual pattern, like right when you wake up and you think of someone, for example, right? And it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Why do I blah, blah, blah. But then it's just like I brought my attention back to myself. And I feel like that's what the phases are. It's like this whole journey of chemical releases, and whether it's estrogen or even testosterone within the woman as well, and like the obsolete actuality of that, you know, like things pass in your life, and there's really just this a beautiful way of like being able to transform yourself because you don't focus so much on what was but what is in this moment. And then it dawned on me again that like the love that I feel for the things that I enjoy, the things that I like dream of or imagine, are right here, and it comes from me. Hi collective, it's Kai. Disclaimer, this is all just based on my own experience, so please use your discernment when you're consuming my content, or any content in general. I'm not a man. Just to make that super obvious. And like, I just really felt this morning, like, you know when you smell this past scent that like you know you've experienced before, and then you kind of like see this almost like film happen within your mind of something that you experienced. And for me today, that was an experience that I had of remembering this time where I was just so freed by being outdoors and pretty much doing my own life and focusing on myself, building health in love and healing really from grief of a friend that passed away at the time. And like I really sensed that like that just kind of reminded me of the love that I've been cultivating with myself, the ability to be free in any moment that is accessible to us, and that's when we're aware of it. And especially with like interacting in the material world and like having a job and like gaining more money and abundance and things like that, it's like I just kind of got into my head. I was like, bro, am I plugging into consumerism and capitalism? And I was like, of course, because I'm alive. And it's not like, oh, it's a part of life, but it can be a part of life, right? And so it's not to dictate anyone else's experience. Like I always say in every video, I just kind of was at arms with the past version of me that used to not plug into this form of connectedness in the same ways. I grew up in California, so like there was a really big conversation that was always happening when it came to like, oh, don't plug into capitalism, consumerism, like the patriarchy and things like that. And even when I'm saying that, I kind of like feel my energy get a little drained because I'm just understanding like, well, I know it might seem very like subjective, or maybe even a little like, how do I put this? The way that I see it now is that like just because I'm partaking in it doesn't mean I'm partaking in it in the same ways. And to generalize to such a high degree, it really just kind of like gleams over the whole individual experience that other people are having, right? Let's say, just for an example, let's say someone works a 9 to 5, right? But it's to pay the bills. That is not their only option, but that may be something that they feel like is their only option. So to say that they're one thing or another is just completely disregarding their own personal goals, intentions, aspirations, their own personal needs. And I am deciding to go back to school and like work on building my education to have a good foundation to serve the people. That's really why I want to go back to school, which is just ironic because it's like I used to fucking hate school. Like I really like the education system, not school in itself. I fucking loved going to school, but like the whole test thing and like comparing and like those kinds of things, like I just didn't like being in that environment because my household felt like that most of the time, where it was very comparative. And now that I'm going back at a later age, you know, like I'm 25, and it's kind of like there is no limit to when you could go back to school. That's also such an old way of thinking. It's like, or an old construct, really. I don't know, man. Like I just find it ironic when you like think of something in a certain way so strongly, and then later down the road you're like, wait, I don't think of it in that way anymore. And I was kind of thinking of that in terms of like partnership and relationships, and thinking of how ordinary it is. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean like how it's so normal, and how it's it's not that big of a deal type thing. And me kind of acknowledging how I would have hyped it up just because of the fact that I'm not in a relationship, or like maybe even like my past experiences with love, or not even love really, just like partnership, relationships, romanticism, things like that. And it's like not putting it on a pedestal, not putting anything on a pedestal, because it's so far away if you put it on a pedestal and you're like, oh, I can't reach it. And then in reality, it's like right in front of your face, and you're like, oh, okay, never mind. I hope that makes sense, because even with like travel and like the things that I have experienced in the past, like I've been just so fortunate to be able to experience different environments and be welcome into different communities and different circles, and to connect with people on a deeper level, as well as like being able to explore the outdoors. And I just have such a core memory when it comes to that time of my life where I went to the Redwoods and I lived there for a bit. And yeah, it's just like it's within me, you know. It's like your past experiences are within you, whatever you're consenting to, whatever you're maybe just connected to or even attached to, you know. There's validity in our own experiences, and I'm just feeling the love, man. I'm just feeling the love, the gratitude. Yeah, nice. Fuck. The gratitude. I was trying to say gratefulness, but then I say, yeah. Anyways, the gratitude for life, and gratitude to my past self, really, because to not give yourself shit for what you've done in the past is such a big part of the process, you know, where you just forgive yourself and you're like, it's time to move on, and not like bash myself for things that I used to do, or did at least. Interesting life. Anyways, thanks for watching. I just wanted to kind of commemorate this moment because it feels nice. It just feels nice. That's it. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being motherfucking alive. Seriously. And I'm sending you guys so much love and support on your own spiritual journey. Bye, collective.